everybody. Welcome back to the Urban Hermit Podcast. We're full strength here. Cameron Jones with my co-host,
Mark Nussle.
Jordan Jones.
Just to start things off, I had a terrifying nightmare experience with my phone last night where, okay, so I was just going through my phone, deleting old pictures because I was just doing a bunch of social media stuff. And then I come across on my phone like a 20-minute video of just blackness. So I'm like, okay, like must be like what's
You've got two options here. You either listen to it all and be ready for something frightening, or you just delete it.
Dude, I hit play
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You had a nightmare in your sleep, or you had a real life experience that became a nightmare awake?
Well, it was a real life nightmare. The just like I woke.
Oh, okay.
So like I look.
So I should save my nightmare for later.
Yes, please. But
okay. Good.
So I'm just going through my phone, and there's this like 20-minute video of just blackness. So Mark, like you're saying, do you watch it? Do you not? I hit play like 3 times, and I could hear like murmuring talking in blackness. So I'm like, nope. And I hit stop like 3 times. So finally I get the balls to listen to the whole video. Cause like I was pretty much assuming that somehow I was like in my sleep, a sleepwalking phone thing, or like just some ghost stuff. I don't know. But I deduced it from what it sounds like. It sounds like it was a pocket record from my phone, like while I was walking the dog. It sounds like, as I was saying at band practice the other day, my phone just smacking my leg. It seems I was standing at the dog park. It was picking up a conversation at the park, and that's all it was. But my
worst fear is
terrified.
a pocket post-it, like a dick pic or something, like me walking just in my pocket. Just all of a sudden, I'm just.
You assume that picture within your pants could get an image of your penis through the pocket? Is that what you're telling me right now?
There's
also, how lit up are your pants? Do you have some impressive light up pants on the inside?
No, I got from my camera roll, just from the camera roll.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Cameron, I got a question. So you wanted to hear a ghost? That's what you were trying to?
Oh, no. I'm just saying, like, it's more terrifying that I had no idea this video was on my phone. So I'm like, why is there 20 minutes of just noises in the dark? I assumed it was and it was like from a month ago too. And I'm like, I have no recollection of this video.
That's what I think this podcast is. Just 20 minutes to an hour of noises in the dark. That's the way I see it. You guys do this in the light, or you do it in the dark? I
mean, you can see, we can all see what's happening here. We're all
okay.
Mark's a little bit,
but the viewer couldn't, Cameron. The listener couldn't. I guess there is no viewer.
Those little murmurs you heard were just like little night tubes. Just.
I mean, no. Turns out those were just people playing basketball in the background.
Okay. So I have a follow-up question. Yeah. Do you answer unidentified phone calls?
Jordan, I barely
answer. Spam?
Do you get to the bottom of it? Do
you chase a dragon?
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Who do you talk to?
Your mother's calling.
This
Why
podcast
is Old Wine, Iowa calling me right now?
Oh, it's always somewhere kind of close to where you grew up somehow. Jordan, this podcast is called Urban Hermit. We don't answer the phone for anybody, you know?
I don't answer the door either. I try not to. I don't like that. Who do you think out of this Urban Hermit group fears a door knock the most? It's probably Cameron.
I'd say me. Yeah, I'd definitely say I'm up there. I've actively in my life hidden from a knock or a doorbell where I'm like, nope, not happening. Where I'll just try to get out of the window. Oh, it's funny that you mentioned that because today I got Grubhub and I could see that they were really close. So I was making my way downstairs, but as I was walking into the kitchen, just clearly out of the big front windows,
making my way downtown. That's what came into my head when you said making my way downstairs.
Kind of.
Did you say it to that tune?
Instead, the driver was making her way up the sidewalk, and we just totally locked eyes, and I just froze there because I'm like, she sees me. But I still didn't go to the door. I just waited for her to go away. Let's go.
Oh, she probably wanted to set it down as equal to you.
Yeah, I think I made the right move for both of us.
Well, sometimes I've had that situation before. It's like, as a Grubhub driver, like, is this the right person? Like, are they just trying to rob this person's food? Like, is this really Cameron Jones?
You know, I do appreciate, especially just since the time of COVID, the fact that we just leave things on the doorstep now. But at the same time, I've had a few, especially at the old apartment with you, Mark, sketch times where delivery people would just leave my food right outside of a bar next to a bunch of people smoking who are clearly eyeing my shit. So, like, you know, there's plus and minuses with this.
I'm fine if you leave it on a doorstep, but I need clear-cut communique. I need to hear your voice say it's at the doorstep. I don't want they texted the app or something. I need somebody to let me know it's there.
I'll tell you.
I can't just tell.
I'll tell you what sucks a bunch.
Have you seen those? Have you seen those Twitter pictures of like where the Grubhub driver does take a picture of like the delivery, like making sure it's safe, and it's like just it's just like an awkward picture of the handoff. Just
I've
are always
definitely
so
had.
good.
I've definitely in the time of no contact delivery. Megan's like, "Hey, did we order pizza 4 hours ago?" I'm like, "Yeah, but we haven't gotten any contact."
shit.
4 hours in. Oh, it's just been on the steps for like 4 hours. Cool.
Yeah,
Do you eat
yeah.
it? You sure do. Yeah.
You sure do.
I'll tell you what really
What do you
sucks.
think?
This
What do
has
you think
happened
the
to-
worst? What do you think the worst thing to wait on in Chicago is delivery? I got my answer. I'm gonna say it. 1, 2, 3 hot dogs. If you don't get it quick,
Oh, well, it's just anything
You don't
with-
do delivery hot dogs. You can't. Especially
anything
Chicago,
bun
you
or
can,
bready. I mean, burgers can be
Everything
that
on the
way
side.
too. You know.
I'd like. Do you want a hot take? Chicago hot dogs got too much on it.
Oh,
It's got too many
but-
toppings.
Ooh,
You
that
know-
is a hot take.
I'll say it is busy, but I like everything on it. The only problem is it is hard to get an equal bite without losing a pepper, losing a tomato chunk.
I say you either
It's
have
got
to
7
do pickles.
ingredients. What do you want off? Let's say you get 5.
Tomatoes.
Take 2 off.
I'm taking tomatoes off and I'm taking hot peppers.
I dig when there's relish instead of the
Ooh,
whole
wrong.
pickle, but I do start by just eating
I'll
the
take
whole
relish
pickle.
off. I'll take tomato off too. Sure.
All right, so the tomato we can see has already become.
I like
a
maybe a
recurring problem.
diced tomato versus like a full slice of one. It's hard to get a bite.
Now we're to the root of the problem. Yeah,
Sure.
diced tomatoes
It
will
should
make
all
sense.
be diced. They should just dice it all to keep the relish,
be
keep the
diced.
onion.
I'm
keep
fine with the
tomatoes.
full pickle because it's bun sized. It can kind of slide
Should they
in
just
there.
make a
It's been
relish
sick.
of the
The
pickle,
pepper.
pepper, and just all of the
I guess
kind of,
it's called chardonnay. Should they just be putting chardonnay
Yeah,
on
yeah.
these?
maybe.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I mean,
I don't hate it.
It sounds like we're making pretty easy steps to making just a slightly more. And it's
I
not that
did-
it tastes bad. It's just tough to eat. Just tomatoes, full
I
tomatoes.
did take to the no ketchup. Like I don't like. I'm not like
don't
a,
need
hey, if
ketchup
you get
at all.
ketchup, like fuck you. But like
I do.
don't need it. I don't
I
need
still like it on there, but I've also been a big mustard guy, and I do need mustard on my hot dog.
yeah, you gotta have
I
mustard.
guess I'll say it for people who didn't live in Chicago or don't know the Chicago hot dog. It's a Vienna beef sausage. That's great.
Nice
Sesame
snap.
seed bun, like the touch. And then our toppings are as follows. No ketchup, only mustard. You got relish, sliced tomatoes, 2 slices, a full pickle, and hot peppers, and then like, I don't know what the
Some celery salt. Yeah.
celery salt, which I think adds to it.
There's definitely
Let us know
Chicago
what your
dog.
favorite hot
what
dog
are
is.
do other cities have dogs?
Well, there's like Detroit's got the coney.
Okay, you're
Detroit's
right.
got
you're
the
right.
coney.
I mean, I guess there's
Cincinnati's got the Skyline chili one. I know
yes.
they're big on that. Do you know what I want to learn when I was Seattle? You ever hear of this?
Oh no.
Whatever their hot dog is, grilled onions, and here's the kicker, a big smear of cream cheese.
Oh, I could see that.
I didn't have one because I was doing a lot of
I didn't like
eating,
the
but-
big schmear. Like just maybe
Yeah,
a,
maybe
like,
just a schmear.
Just
Oh,
a
it's,
schmear.
I'd say it'd be tough to find the hot dog in that amount of cream cheese.
I got
But was I curious? I was curious. You had my interest.
I got super duper sick. Mark, do you remember that time we went up to see our friends in college and they were swearing by that pizza that was like cheese and cream cheese? Like it was a regular cheese pizza, then it was just slathered with melted like cream cheese on top. It was just
wait.
so
Definitely-
much
Okay.
dairy.
Where was this? Was this
Cedar Falls,
was this,
Cedar
like,
Rapids, somewhere
Cedar
in
Fall?
Iowa.
Okay. That seems very.
I've
Iowa.
definitely run into like some small drinking towns, like not even college towns, but like small cities. Like, oh, you got to try this thing. I'm like, that doesn't sound good. And half the time, you get there and you're like, I'm pretty drunk and this is not good. It sounds bad because it is bad. It's not a good
But
thing.
I can smoke
And that's-
inside. Fuck yeah.
I can smoke here. That's fine. That's great.
Second time that topic's come up. Mark, you
I'm
weren't here
gonna
last
wake
week.
up listening,
but
talking like Harvey Feinstein.
I said I'm done with cigars, Mark. I've only had a couple experiences where I really enjoyed it, but it was the experience and not the cigar itself. You
It
know?
sounds like you're inhaling too much.
Yeah, probably. It's also just that they last too long. It's always blowing in my eyes. I feel like I'm just.
You got to be in the right situation. You got to have have to have like an hour allotted time. So you got to be on the golf course. You got to be
Yeah, that's-
on a
that's
boat.
definitely
you
part
can't
of it.
just
You
be
need
like
the
on
time.
a porch.
You know
A porch
That's how
is too
two
long
guys-
because you're like, I'm just out here talking to maybe somebody who I don't want to talk to for this.
What do you
Trapped
think
for an
about
hour and
this?
a half.
Right
Yeah.
before I moved, I saw 2 guys walking, looked like a leisure walk, 2 big stogies though, just puffing away. And it
I'll
looked
see
like
it
they
on-
were on their way to something. It didn't look like we're enjoying our walk. It looks like they were commuting to somewhere.
I'll see it on
stogies are.
Interstate 90 on the Kennedy. I'll see just some old guy just ripping his stogie. He's got a nice car, so he obviously
It's
he's a
worth
stogie
it.
guy.
So
It's always
in
nice
the news
seeing
spread,
those in the
I've-
wild.
I've
That
got
or
a
pipe.
garage, right? I've got a garage in the news spread, and I think I might be into stogies or something to sit in the garage and drink beers.
Is that a little man? You got a little man cave out there, or what do you?
He's definitely
No, but
got
I
a
have a-
3-car
I
garage
have-
and time on his hands, from what I've heard.
I have a cave. I have a cave for sure.
You know what you should put in there is a little golf simulator or something like that.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Foosball table. I hate foosball. Always
I
sucked at it.
actually do too. My left hand's ambidextrous. Oh, but I'm glad we're on the topic of what are some passive hobbies I can get.
Sure.
I think I may have accidentally found one today. Okay, but hear me out. Hear me out. So Megs and I went on a walk today, right? And we have a deck now. So we sat out and had like coffee and did a little
Mark,
reading.
you still there? Am I the one that's out?
I'm here.
I can hear everybody.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. Nobody left. Cameron left, even though we could hear him and he could hear us. Anyway, so we go out. We go out. We're on the deck and we've got like woods behind us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I, as a joke, I went inside. I'm like, I know where everything's at because we just moved everything. So I grabbed some binoculars and I pretended to bird watch. And then it turns out I think I'm into bird watching.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful about binoculars and just being neighbor. I mean, you got to be careful.
I'm glad you brought that up because immediately I thought I don't condone it, but I definitely get peeping Tom now. I'm like, these birds are fine, but where else? Yeah, it was pretty close onto bird watching. Tom. But I will say this, and this is based off of no experience, and again, I do have to reiterate, I don't think I'll be a peeping Tom. That seems like a nighttime activity.
I need you to be a little more. I need you to be a little more confident in that answer.
I'm giving you everything I got.
Everything
I got. I don't know.
I mean, as far as discretion, I think the night would help hide your peeping. But I mean, Back to the Future, he's up in a tree, bird watching.
Watcher?
That's true. I think if you're bird watching, that's your escape to be a daytime peeper.
I did not do that. I wasn't in a tree, but I think I saw.
You need like a safari hat and like sort of
a ghillie suit. You need a ghillie suit.
No, that's
now we're into peeping Tom area.
Yeah, I think that's what he's describing, Mark. His new hobby.
I think that's murdering Tom. Mark's more saying I went to the Rainforest Cafe and I got a gift.
Oh, the one downtown Chicago closed. Not that I was going to go by, but I walked by and it still made me sad.
Oh, but I did say this. So I might be into bird watching.
Sure.
Megan's like, are we going to get a bird watching book? I'm like, we probably get an app for that. We shouldn't throw money at a bird watch. I think I saw some sparrows for what it's worth.
Are you done with literature? You're just.
Did he start literature?
I did some reading. No, I did some reading today. I'm still working my way through some Stephen King short stories.
Good for you. That same book of short stories?
I've only got one left, so there's 6 in it, and I'm on the 6th one.
Oh,
so
very good. Good for you.
I'm not a rabid reader. I don't churn pages, but when I get into it, I get it. But hear me out. I think I might be a telescope guy too.
Oh, you were talking about that. Do you have you're back in Iowa?
Moved to Iowa once. Are you back to Iowa once?
Are you rural enough that star watching is an option?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can see stars from my deck now.
But then again, if you're looking for a hobby to get away, that's you driving away in your truck to go out in the back, go out somewhere on a gravel road to get away and look at the stars.
Yeah, what's next?
Well,
truck,
I'd have to have. We're gonna need another car for this kid. We can't just have one. Well, it's not the kid. We're gonna need another car because.
Yeah, tow him in the flatbed.
You have to drive everywhere.
True.
Now.
Wouldn't that be weird if you're just public transit Iowa, Jordan?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the Uber situation?
That'd be closer to your peeping Tom situation. That guy takes the public transportation. I don't know if there is public transportation.
Yeah, there's got to be
something. The one thing I took for granted is stars in the city.
I think so too. Every time I see him, I'll go. Yeah. Can you guys talk for 10 minutes without me? I'll go check out and see if I can see some stars. Just talk. I'll make it as quick as I can.
What do we got? Full moon, waning gibbous. I know
we had full moon a couple days ago. I feel like you're always trying to throw out waning gibbous because that's the only other one you know.
It's the only one I know.
Crescent.
It's bigger than a crescent. It's yeah.
Those are the only other ones I know.
Is he really going out there?
Yeah, he's definitely left. He's off. Could you name all the planets in our solar system right now? In order, could you do that?
Like closest to the sun.
Just in general, could you name our solar system?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Can I try?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't have nothing to check you, but like,
Mercury,
sure,
Venus,
sure,
Earth,
yep,
Mars,
yep,
Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter. Oh, frick!
You're forgetting a giant gas giant. It has a ring.
I said Jupiter. Oh, Saturn. Fricker. And then we kind of fucked off
Pluto. I was about to say, I don't know what's going on.
We kind of fucked.
Did you know
Pluto.
that? You know we have 2 moons right now, right?
Can I look? Can Jordan confirm that?
Well, Jordan could see it if he had his telescope, but it's confirmed by NASA. It's small. You can't see it with the naked eye.
Can you hear him in the background?
Yeah, I can hear him. But we currently have 2 moons orbiting the Earth. It's just a small little rock, but it's being
with cloud coverage.
You can see stars.
I just saw with the naked eye the Big Dipper from the back of my porch. So you tell me.
Well, I looked
Ursa
at
Major, Jordan Ursa Major.
I don't know the constellations yet, but I definitely see the Big Dipper. I know that one.
Well, I look forward to you getting your telescope and reporting back.
Ask me why I have binoculars. Okay, good question. I'll answer.
Yeah, why do you have binoculars?
I have it for this reason. And Mark,
now I'm not sure.
No, it wasn't. It was during the COVID time. There was going to be this big meteor shower, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Meg and I are like, oh, let's go. Because we couldn't go anywhere in Chicago, right? We went to the Indiana Dunes beach, and I'm like, this is going to be awesome. We're going to take the binoculars out. We're going to see an awesome meteor shower. Lots of people had really professional cameras. It was really cloudy. You couldn't see anything. But luckily, we did get eaten alive by bugs. We got eaten alive by sandy, like, beach bugs.
That's what I was going to ask about your deck. How are the skeeters out there?
Skeeters?
They haven't been bad so far. They're like,
okay, sure.
Like this week, but I can see where it's going to be a problem. Probably.
Oh, do you know what I've seen a bunch of in my yard recently?
Thank you for asking, though. At least somebody cares.
Ton of fireflies out by my house recently, and I feel like I haven't seen that many the last few years. But my backyard's a haven for them. It's nice.
Oh, you're a firefly guy.
I go back and forth. I say lightning bug, firefly. I don't know.
That's that music festival where you trip for like 3 days, right?
Yeah, he's been listening too much Owl City.
Bum, bum, bum.
I thought about this.
We'll get back to.
I've been a lightning bug guy. I don't know.
I can't remember now what I am.
I think so. I use them synonymously.
Yeah, I think I flip back.
Caramel, what, soda, pop? Like what?
I'm a caramel guy. Funny enough, though, my wife flips back and forth. When she's being fancy, she'll say caramel, but she says caramel too. I know what kind of gal she is.
I think I use them both. I would see in my apartment in Chicago. Sometimes I see fireflies there outside.
I feel like I never saw that many in the city. You know, though.
Do you want me to go back?
Pronunciation-wise,
to the deck and see if I see fireflies?
No, not at all. The pronunciation-wise, though, our family did have some weird things. I got teased endlessly for saying milk and pillow instead of pillow and milk.
Yeah.
Well, I need you to know it's an I and not an E.
Yeah, I need you to know you guys shame me enough that I changed. I changed the way I spoke, and I hate it.
Here's what I don't like. It's called a dialect, and we just had a very regional one to say. Manchester, Iowa, 52057. It was super, super specific.
You might need to bleep out that address. Like, granted, we don't live there anymore, but somebody does.
Yeah, somebody lives there.
Christ.
Yeah,
I'll do some light editing this week, you dick.
Sorry about that. Sorry. Timestamp, 22 minutes. Bleep that.
It's not 22 minutes.
I actually didn't even hear it because I was talking.
22 minutes in. Bleep it.
Sure.
Are you guys not on 22 minutes? Because that means I've recorded a long time. What if we got a wormhole situation and Cameron's eventually going to listen back to this and be like,
well, kind of.
I believe we're all familiar with Contact, right? I bet
there's a bunch of people listening not familiar with the 1990-something movie Contact. No, but I am very familiar. Yes, go on, please.
Did you guys talk about the James Webb Telescope picture already last week?
No, we haven't really touched on that too much.
We were saving it for this week.
We don't have to touch on it too much, but wow, that is a picture.
You know,
it looks fake, right? It looks like a Windows 95 rendering.
It looks like the floor of like a cosmic bowling alley, lightning lane.
Yeah,
it does. It does.
Turns out that was based on truth, right? Mark.
I'm fine with you guys lying to me, but we got Pixar. Lie a little better.
Okay, so we've got a skeptic on our hands, do we?
I believe the Earth is round, but I believe everything is made up. So we can agree that it's round, though, in our reality, right?
I don't know, man. Life's
you guys thought it looked a little fake, right?
Yeah, it definitely looks surreal and crazy, but you know. Who am I to say?
I like that. Oh, that's a better word. Surreal.
Is surreal just a nice way to say fake? Let me get in on that.
Yeah, beyond my understanding, you know? Beyond real.
Having the qualities of surrealism. Bizarre.
You can't...
Similar.
Time out.
Unreal.
You can't use the word within the definition within another tense. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that defeats the purpose of the definition. Yeah,
it's just the Oxford Dictionary. I didn't make that. Wasn't like off the top of the dome.
They're getting lazy.
I'm just reading it
out
loud.
They're getting lazy. First, they started adding just random
when
shit
people say that, it sounds like all I heard is Jordan should try to get a job at Oxford. They're lowering the bar, and that's
what we were all thinking. That's what we're all thinking.
They gotta have online jobs.
You know, it started when they tried to be cool and they started adding shit in like Muggle, and they're like, "We're hip, we get it, we're Oxford." I don't know, freakish. It's like when you're freaky and stuff. You know?
I think that's what happens.
We saw Mean Girls. Let's add fetch.
I think that's what happens when you're getting beat by the internet, and we'd like to still sling some hard copies. It's like, you guys want something cool? You want something hip? And you're dead. You're gone.
Mark, did you have encyclopedias growing up in your house?
I think it was straight Urban Dictionary.
Well, yeah.
In my no.
You didn't have encyclopedias?
We did, but yes, I did, but they were more. I feel like decoration, but yeah, I
kind
did.
of. But at the same time, I remember in the early days
Pulling
of school, sometimes every once in a while, my parents would make me be like, "Well, look in the encyclopedia," and be like, "But the internet's a thing," and like, granted, we don't know how to use it that well yet, but like,
yeah. But
also, is
right
it kind of like an
that
almanac? Like, this is just encyclopedia from like this year to this year.
Yep,
like,
that's the knowledge we had that year on
like
Wise.
Elephant knowledge changes from.
Yeah, I think our set of encyclopedias last president was Nixon, so we missed some stuff. I could be wrong, but it definitely wasn't Clinton. I know that much.
Full like what do you call it, like a
set? Alphabetic set.
A full set of
from A apple to Z zebra.
Isn't that crazy?
Encyclopedias? That's crazy.
That was everyone's internet. What if I didn't, and I couldn't afford M through something, you know? I'm missing like 4 letters here.
Well,
I
and
think
then
there's definitely,
you got to get a big, like A is big. A is a big book.
I think
Z
you got to go
be
for
a smaller
I think
book.
you got to go for S. S seems strong.
S seems really important.
So a vowel like an
do.
A sounds pretty important.
A E I O U.
Do you think now actually hit us up if you listen to this and you were alive in the time where you bought these? Could you get a discount? It's like, I don't have A money, but can I get like X, Y, and Z at like a discount?
Oh, I'm sure. Like I've seen this joke on TV shows before, but like there has to be incomplete sets out there. Yeah. Or you have to buy, like I feel like it's a joke buying in installments, you know, kind of thing.
Oh, if you're wondering,
like the M
did I alphabetically organize my DVD collection recently?
Sure.
You bet your sweet ass I did. Did some people in our house think I didn't do it that great? Yes, also that happened as well.
What do you mean by not that great? If it's alphabetical, there's only one way to do it, you know?
Maybe I understand the one way to do it, but maybe
Let me ask, what was your way to do it, I guess, is the question. How do you sort alphabetically?
So the biggest thing was
there's just one way.
That's what I'm asking.
I mixed our Christmas movies, which used to be their own section, but I just did
you're doing some genre and some feeling clumping. I see.
No. So we always had the Christmas section, but I'm like, we don't have that many other holiday movies. Let's just combine our Christmas movies with our Halloween movies and our one Thanksgiving movie.
I do like keeping my Halloween and Christmas actually kind of separate by a section. Well, I guess that's Thanksgiving or something, but yeah.
I just did it. Whatever. Anyway, so what letter do you think out of my DVD collection, which is not everybody's, best letter in there?
B.
Good guess.
B.
D. Nah, sorry.
Well, if you can't count, like T is
T's
the.
Yeah, T's out.
No,
can't do that.
See, that was one question I had. Well, alphabetizing, how are we doing it? Blah, blah, blah. And you're like, didn't you already have these alphabetized? Yeah, but somebody put them in a box mixed up and you had to redo it. Whatever. It's not a big deal. No, it's G. You got Ghostbusters. You got Good Will Hunting. You got 4 more other ones that are good that I can't remember.
That's actually probably a good one. Have you ever had a good sorting system that you did like that wasn't alphabetized, like going by genre, going by like feeling? Have you ever gotten in?
I think alphabetized is just the way to do it.
When Chris was living with me in our parents' basement, our old room, we got into, we had a big movie collection. We did get into kind of sorting it into different ways we were going to tackle watching them in the summer. And that was kind of fun, but it is much harder to find shit. And you're like, what's that one? Oh, it's in sad somethings. Oh, okay. Top right.
That's fun to do the organizing part of it. And then when you have to, outside of the cataloging, when you have to actually go get the physical one, you're like, oh, I don't remember this at all.
And you're looking for Juno. Is it in indie? Is it in sad dramedy?
Exactly.
Like, where is Juno? Oh, son of a bitch.
I turned out I never owned it. It was Jordan's copy this whole time. Shit. I don't own that movie. That's what happens to me most of the time. Oh, I don't own that? It turns out someone else did?
So this doesn't happen as much in the digital era, the streaming that we live in now, but when you had DVDs and you borrowed them, I got accused so many times of taking people's across the universe, and I don't have it. I don't have one copy of it.
Seems like a pretty specific blame.
Chris did, and Mom did. I'm like, guys, I don't have it. Maybe you're taking each other's copy, because I don't have this movie.
There is one movie that you've accused me of taking, and one that Chris Reimer accuses me of, but I can't remember. Chris might be right, though. I might have stolen one.
Was it Across the Universe?
No, Road to Perdition, Cinderella Man. I feel like there's a crossover there where I had like 3 copies of it. Do you remember that?
I made a swap with
Christmas where you bought like everyone a copy of Cinderella Man? I somehow ended up
felt
with
strongly about
You
it.
might have given me a copy of Cinderella.
Yeah, I might have.
Man.
I might have traded you something because I ended up with 3 copies. So I ended up like trading 2 out for different stuff when I lived with Chris and Mark.
Ask you this.
Sure.
Does everybody have Cinderella Man still? Yes. Do mom and
knows?
dad now have 3 copies at their house?
Probably.
You betcha. So that's Jessica's, or that's Amanda's and Megan's and theirs.
Well, great.
Good gift, like the movie.
I don't even know if I have like a DVD
Good
player
movie.
right now, but that is the benefit of going
if
home.
you guys like that movie, and I know you do, try out Seabiscuit. It's not that
Oh
bad.
my God, you got to let it go. You've talked about this movie almost every week we've had this podcast.
I guess you guys know what you're getting at the Cult Classics podcast, White Elephant. Seabiscuit.
Before we get too far off of Cinderella Man, did you guys see on Twitter that Russelle Crowe, like he posted, he was with
He was
his
all
kids.
in Rome.
Yeah, and he's like, well, guess where I'm at? Are you not entertained? And he's at like the Coliseum. Like,
Oh,
I'm in support of that.
I did see a few of those where he was at like old film sites,
it
just like
went
posting.
nuts.
I don't want to be insensitive, but I kind of like borderline retired chubby Russell Crowe just living out the golden years. And he's not that old, but you know, he's past his like leading man
Sure
prime.
doesn't seem
For
like
sure.
he cares anymore, and it is kind of
Doesn't
fun to
give a
watch.
shit.
I mean, you guys remember when I pulled up that picture of him at the airport just blatantly scratching his ass?
Yeah, that's what
good
he should be
stuff.
doing. Like he made his money. Now he's like going on vacations with his kids and making viral tweets. Good for him.
I saw that picture. It looks like he has a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
3.
Oh, it's just 3. I saw like 20 kids in
Maybe,
there. Okay.
maybe it was. I think, or there's just that bachelorette party.
Again, let us know in the comments
Yeah,
section.
Three's overwhelming to
Wherever
me.
the
My
comments
God.
is.
Oh, jeez.
If you make it all the way to the end of the episode, Cameron will let you know where to make that comment.
Speaking of overwhelming, how do you guys feel about naps? Because recently I'm finding I need a midday nap, and I used to be pretty anti-nap.
Polarizing naps are.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like they used to make me a little more tired. I didn't know how to do it right, but I can like power nap in 15 minutes and feel awesome now.
Well, that's what you have. That's exactly right. You have to. It can't be over 20, 25 minutes.
The big problem with that is like
Naps-
as soon as I fall into nap mode, I'm like, oh, this should turn into 3 hours of sleep, and it does, and that's when it's a problem. Then I wake up groggy and like, oh no, it's a new day.
When I was a kid, I thought naps were like pizza. You can't go wrong. It's always good. But as I get older, it's more like a meatball sub. It's pretty hit and miss. When it's good, though, you're like, holy shit, why don't I have meatball subs more? This is awesome. But yeah,
Meatball subs are usually pretty good, Jordan. I'm trying to think of the last bad meatball sub I had, and I'm trying.
sometimes
It's hard
they
to remember
suck.
the last meatball sub I had, but
well,
That's
you're only
exactly
remembering
right. You
the
only
good
have
one.
one a year.
what's your
That's
what's your
that's too
go-to
much
sub
for me.
sandwich? What's your favorite kind of sub sandwich if you're gonna get something right now?
From
Like a classic Italian?
Subway?
I do like it. It's
What I would-
do like more Italian.
I would generically go a classic Italian.
I do also
Yeah.
just do a turkey, just make my own just turkey sandwich with whatever toppings I want. Okay, if you're gonna pick a sandwich place, which one would be your favorite? I might say
like out of the commercial
I might
ones.
say Potbelly, maybe. I like a good
I'm
toasted
100%, and this is newer for me in the last year or two. Jersey Mike's all
Jersey
the way.
Mike's.
Jersey Mi-
It's completely new for me in the past 2 years. Had never
too.
had it before the past 2 years, and it's amazing. It would either be it goes Jersey Mike's, Jimmy John's, Potbelly, Subway. I could do Subway.
Jimmy John's
I'm the
is
same
whatever
way.
to me
I'm the
for some
exact same
reason.
way.
I, like it's fine, but like it's just fine. Jimmy John's is just fine. It's not great.
Their bread is good. Their bread is
Their
very
bread's
good.
where
I do
it's
like
at.
their bread.
It's a little,
And when I used to work at the
in
bakery,
a way
they used to be-
distance, if you count it. I've never been a Quiznos guy, and I don't know if they exist.
There's
still,
never
but I don't need-
been a one too nearby. You know, Quiznos and Blimpie, I've never really messed with much, but the opportunity.
You know what turned me off about Quiznos is that little rat thing they had back. The little
that rat thing?
little marketing ploy they did back when they first came out. Little rat thing.
I don't
Remember that?
recall that at all, Mark.
Yeah, they had a little rat mascot.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not what
they
you
did.
want for your
Is that for
restaurant
real?
other than
Are
Chuck
you-
E. Cheese.
Are you talking about Chester? Chester E. Cheese?
No, I'm
Chester
not talking
Entertainment
about
Cheese?
Charles.
Charles, there it is.
Okay, so actually,
Sorry.
Marka and I are exactly aligned. So what's your go-to, Cameron? You're putting Potbelly 1?
Maybe. I just do like a toasted sub. I do like Jersey Mike's a lot, but here's the thing. I don't like when a sandwich is just soaked in oil.
listeners at home, Mark's trying to show us this rat.
It was almost like an E-Bombs World thing.
Yeah, I can't.
Like,
That's
it
not
was-
really showing
I'll be
up.
a son
but
of a bitch.
Oh shoot!
If it's not a rat, it has a top
it's a
hat.
rat with a hat. That is for sure.
You can only see the hat. That's tough.
Here's the thing, though. I do like Jersey
I'll
Mike's,
send it to
but
the group chat.
I don't like when a sub is just drenched in oil. I like a little oil, maybe the Jardinera oil, but like if the bread
Well,
is
that's
wet,
Mike's way. You don't have to get it Mike's way.
I don't.
So
I do
I'm
not.
glad you. I'm glad you brought that up, Mark. You don't have to. What I do, little pro tip, not a pro tip, just a preference. I don't do the oil of oregano. I don't like that. But they have this like kick-ass cherry relish.
Oh.
It's a little oily, and that's you're going to like
similar thing. I think you taught me this, but
I guarantee
but
it.
Culver's, you can just say, I don't want the butter burger, and just I want a regular burger that's not swimming in butter and oil, and it's way less dangerous on my digestive system. So
they kind of snicker at you in the background, though, don't they?
I don't care. I still
they're
get
like, I thought you liked to party. They give you one of those. It's like, I don't.
They know I
no
party
butter,
because I'm
please.
still getting a concrete place in my drink and some cheese curds. It's just, I got to cut.
That's what I'm saying. Then you're gonna order cheese curds on the side, you're making up for it.
Yeah, you got to cut out the
different,
grease
though.
somewhere, Mark, and that's where I made my choice.
It's just, you don't need that much butter. I feel like I've actually sometimes gotten the respects like, nice call. It's a nightmare.
Oh, this is
Too much
embarrassing,
butter.
but I've definitely gone into McDonald's more maybe than 5 times where I've ordered through the dollar menu, and then the work will be like, solid choice, the dollar menu, bro. And I'll be like, thanks. I've done it a lot. Yeah, I know.
Do you do something weird?
No,
This
it's
kid's
just
been
like,
here.
I'll give you my. I haven't been there in a while, but I'll give you my go-to dollar menu, and this is not going to be yours. I go 2 single cheeseburgers.
yeah, that's what I do.
1 McChicken and a
Yeah,
Coke.
that's what I do. That's what I get complimented on all the time.
So you're skipping the fries.
Never doing fries. I will
Never
sometimes do a
doing fries.
value meal, but if I'm just strictly dollar menu,
I will say that's a good call
because.
because you do order the meal, which is already enough food, and then you always want to add like a McChicken or something, and then
Just toss on a McChicken.
then
For
you
fun.
don't
thing you can
touch
do.
one of the things.
it took me a long time to get out of poor college mentality of like just not ordering just dollar menu stuff and be like, oh, I can just order a meal. It's an appropriate amount of food. I'll be full off it. Worst case, throw on a McChicken,
Yeah, but the nice thing about McDonald's is like, I just want a bundle of food.
And you can do that.
And I only want to spend $5, and they'll allow you to do that.
That's true.
Do you know what I sneaky got into like the last 2 years?
that?
Going through, and I'm ordering one item, and it's just a plain ice cream cone. It's like $1, and it's the best.
Nicole does it all the time, and I
Just
don't know
soft serve
why
ice
I just
cream.
never thought of them as my ice cream destination. We had
That's because it's McDonald's.
had
It's a
Dairy
burger place.
Queen,
and they make flurries.
Baskin Robbins.
Chocolate chich cones.
I mean, there's so many options.
What's that?
Oh, I have panic.
What do you guys got?
Sometimes I panic going through the drive-through, and I'll just fumble my words. But I might have told this on the station before. But one time I was in charge of ordering for the car with like a group of my friends in the back, and I just panicked at Dairy Queen. I rolled up and went, 2 chocolate chip cones, please. And I was trying to order 2 chocolate kids cones, but she was just like, okay, pull forward. And then when
How old were you?
She's kind of
17.
She almost thought you were making like.
Oh,
yeah.
so you probably were high?
yeah, but like
Well,
just
hold
panic
on.
because everyone was just yelling.
Okay, now we're not here to self-incriminate.
Everyone was just yelling
Remember,
shit
at
at
the
me, though.
22-minute mark, you do have to edit.
Yeah, I know. Shut up.
Somebody said,
Everybody that was just yelling at me in the back for stuff, I panicked. I was like, just 2 chocolate chip cones. And then I pulled up and she ordered me a whole meal that I had to cancel, and they were pretty annoyed with me.
But look, that's how you make the memories. If you would have ordered that correctly, nobody'd be talking to it 14 years later, however long later
That's
it was.
true.
No, you're
That's
not
true.
that old.
No.
10 years later. So as you know, Cameron and I were born with a very specific, I'm not going to say how specific that dialect was, to the region of the Honey
chocolate
Crick.
chich cones a part of that.
No, it wasn't that much, but you know that Cameron and I are both mumblers. Cameron speaks pretty clearly on our podcast, but in private.
Oh yeah, I
his
do not
personal life.
enunciate in person. I'm a hermit.
When we were still mask on, and I went into a convenience store, picked up something, ordered a drink, nobody
You
could
were
understand
impossible
me
to hear.
at all.
Yeah.
And all I was asking was for French fried taters. So
You're like the
all I wanted.
You're like the Grubhub drivers that just come and like point at your phone. Oh, this guy's
Yeah,
deaf.
like-
He's just
Mark, I said this last week.
if
but
Megan wasn't with me, we were coming back with whatever the hell they wanted to give
Mark,
me.
I said this last week, but you'll appreciate this. We had to have an appraisal of our house, but the guy that went through every picture he took, it's his finger in the frame pointing at the specific like point that's messed up. But it's honestly really helpful. But it's just hilarious that it's Bill's finger in there.
Mark,
yeah. It's like the
Mark,
broken pipe that's
you
in the
think that's
background.
his
He's
finger?
covering it up.
you think, oh really?
He's just covering up all the mistakes.
What do you think is his
No
dick?
problems here.
I was insinuating dick, but I like that he's covering up mistakes better. That's funny.
What an angle that would be if it was a stick. That'd be great. Well, not for you. You got a bunch of dick pics on your phone, but covering up the evidence.
True. Oh, speaking of other nightmares, did I tell you? I think I mentioned this at band practice, Mark, but okay, so I've had this reoccurring nightmare where I'm on my way to a flight and I'm like in the security checkpoint. And then when they're like, okay, show your boarding pass, I pull up my phone. I'm like, oh, I can't find my ticket. and then it turns out maybe I didn't purchase it all the way kind of vibe. But the other night I woke.
That's not really a nightmare. That's kind of just like anxiety.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. I just wake up just super panicked, like, oh shit, I'm
Sure.
about to miss this important flight.
Yeah,
but
okay.
the other night I woke up, and I was telling you this the other night, I think, of band practice, but American Airlines was open on my Safari on my phone. And then I had a panic. I'm like, oh shit. Because I sleepwalk. I've done occasional weird, goofy shit in my sleep.
Do you recently sleepwalk?
I have to be really tired or really drunk. It's one of the two, or a good mixture of it. But
so the answer is the latter.
Yep.
Yeah,
so,
he has.
Yep. But so I just went in a panic at like 2 a.m, all of a sudden checking my phone to make sure I didn't just book a random flight out of the country. But
that wouldn't be the worst thing. That'd be kind of a happy accident.
Yeah, well, I'm
right?
also trying to put a down payment on a house right now,
Vacation,
though. So like, not a great time to all of a sudden figure out I have like booked a flight to Jonestown or some random shit.
Mark, this is a little bit on his story, but a little bit off. But I'll bring it back for its fun. One time, Cameron blacked out towards the end of the night on, I think, his birthday, and he woke up with more money than he started. He said, "I didn't go to an ATM." What do you think he did? I don't know.
I have
we'll never get to the
thought
bottom
about
of it.
that off
Which
and on
birthday?
over the
I
years.
lost a lot of money one year. No.
Oh, it was one of the early ones. I'm not sure if I was 21 yet. I think it was still like, maybe.
It might not have been your birthday, though. It might have just been a day.
It actually was my birthday. I do remember that. It was like 19 or 20. You dropped me off. And
I dropped you off at your doorstep.
Yeah.
I didn't like walk you in, but you were pretty close to home.
Yeah, but somehow
it was like the end of the night.
I don't think I made it in the house because I just woke up the next morning with a bunch of money on me and checked my bank statements, and I didn't take
Cameron
any out.
mugged somebody.
I might have robbed somebody
in
the
an
street,
alley.
man. Like, I was in a pretty good mood, so I don't think I would have been hostile.
My knuckles were all bloody, but
I don't know. It's a mystery. God knows what I did for it.
that's great.
I don't think you want the. Wouldn't that suck? You're like, you got to answer to God for that one. Whew. I hope that's kind of like brushed under the table.
Oh, but I
you know
don't,
what mean?
Jordan. It's not you when it's blackout. That's not you. No.
Is that true?
I know.
I've got to rethink how I'm gonna handle the rest of my life now.
On the opposite side of the spectrum, more of a dream area of the realm.
yeah.
I witnessed.
Do we have the rights to Dreamweaver or no?
We have the rights to nothing other than Highwire. No.
Can you
And
guys
even then, I'm
record
not
that
giving you the
somehow?
rights
But,
to our shit unless you pay.
We could play like 2 seconds
Well,
of it. It's just Dreamweaver. No,
Okay.
I witnessed a hole-in-one this past
Oh
weekend.
yeah.
Oh, but this is in real life.
This is in real life, but a dream sort of. You always dream of something. Like
Once
this,
in a
right?
lifetime opportunity. Well,
yes.
Who hit the hole in one?
My dad did. I was with him. It was on the very last hole. We were playing a scramble, a 9-hole scramble.
Mark
par
said that. I
3.
don't know what it means, and I imagine they're just scrambling out there on the course and they go.
No, scramble is like it's basically best ball. It'll be like 4 of you.
It's
You'll
like
all hit a
best ball with maybe some rules if you want.
Yeah, so everyone will go out to the best ball, the longest ball, and then you'll all hit from there again. You'll all hit from there again. You'll putt from the same spot.
I'll put it in your terms, Cameron. If you got in this, they'd never take your ball, but then one time they'd be like, hey, we're going to really need you to hit this one. Okay.
Cameron sinks a putt, and we all go nuts.
Sure. And then it's all the pressure in the world. And sometimes you live up to it. It's like, we saved our
Sometimes
team.
my putting
Anyway.
game's there, But go on, Mark.
So it was the last hole of this scramble ordeal.
Ooh.
It was the 100th anniversary of this golf course that my dad belongs to. So we were using the whole thing was that we're using these old wooden clubs and these old
for real?
old weird divoted balls like from like the 20s. And so
How heavy were the clubs?
They were really heavy. The heads, and it felt like you were gonna snap one. If you took a divot, that thing was snapping in half. I think we pulled up to because they had these old clubs at each hole. So you'd pick one up, and we didn't get to bring our clubs out. So my dad hit
because
a hole in
you
one.
would break somebody's back if they had to carry those.
We came up to one hole, and one of them was just snapped. So we're like, oh shit! Like we're gonna snap one of these clubs. No, so he takes a swing at it. It lands on the green. You always see it land on the green, kind of roll past. This one just drops. Went fucking nuts. It was awesome.
Was it like? It wasn't like a swish, right? It had some bounce.
Had some bounce. Had some roll. There was suspense.
At what point did you guys? Because I don't play enough golf. I won't see a hole in one in person.
No.
When did you know it was happening, or when did you think it was going to happen?
Not until it dropped, but like we were like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like so, he was the last. I think he was kind of usually the last hitter of the scramble, just to kind of like save us, because like, oh yeah, Dad, we kind of need
He's
you
a
here.
real golfer.
I don't think any of us were on the green. We needed him on the green close just to have a chance. Landed on the green, started trickling, right towards the hole, and then just disappeared.
Did you guys go crazy?
Yeah, I went crazy.
Did you go nuts? Did you run down there? Did anybody's shirt come off? Did you chug a beer?
I was with my girlfriend, and it was her very first time on a golf course, and she sees a hole in one. Like, what the fuck?
She's like,
my dad's like, so this doesn't happen every time, but like every other time. It usually happens.
Of all the ways to have a picture of that taken, though, using old-timey clubs is pretty freaking badass.
They let him keep the club, and they let him keep the flag. Not the flag stick, but he raced back and like put a new flag on.
I think if you get a hole in one, you should never have to pay at that golf course again.
Yeah.
Well, it's a weird thing. The rule is, if you get a hole in one,
he pays for everybody.
You gotta buy everybody drinks.
Yeah. Oh no!
What'd you order? Long Island? Did you do Long Island? You dirty dog.
So it was in the morning, so everyone just kind of was drinking light beers.
Bloody Marys.
I think he went back later to maybe settle up, but like he's like, God damn it,
Jesus.
He was.
I'd say it's worth it.
It was cool.
For me, if I had to buy that many drinks, I'd be like, can I return the hole in one? I don't want it anymore. Can we go back? I can't pay for these drinks.
No spoiler alerts, but there's a part.
No, that's awesome. That's super.
No spoiler alerts,
awesome.
but there's a part like that in the new Top Gun too, where they just ring a bell in the bar and be like, "You're paying everybody's drinks." I'm like, "There's like 100 people in this bar. There's no financial way I could cover that tab."
Spoiler alert,
even if Busch Lights are $4.
Yeah, I'm ruined. I'm financially ruined. There's
not everybody's ordering Busch Lights either.
No, people are drinking heavy, and I can't deal with that.
Do you think, Mark, because you're more of an avid golfer than Cameron and I by far, but I do have golf clubs in the garage that I now have part of. You think you'll ever hit a hole in one? You play enough golf? Do you think you'll ever get one?
That's bucket list type of shit, you know. And that's what's funny is like my dad probably has spent a couple $1,000 on golf clubs and equipment and the right type of balls to get the right flight and the right spin, and he pulls up with this old wooden stick and puts it in from 160 yards. Like, what the fuck?
That's cool. He gets to keep the club. It's actually cooler that it's an old stick because now we'll have it.
He's gonna like hang it right behind his bar. Like it's gonna be a whole probably display thing. He does.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hit a hole in one. I don't know if I'll ever get a hole in one.
But that's his biggest fear.
That's true.
Like he's played rounds and rounds of golf by himself.
Is that his first one?
Yeah, first one. But like he's gotten close a couple times, but like by himself. And imagine
but how sucky would this would be?
No one's there to experience.
That would suck.
That's the biggest fear.
I'd be so mad at that. That'd be the worst.
You have to, yeah.
Especially because I'm a little bit. I'm a known exaggerator, so no one's ever gonna believe me if there's not a witness.
You're a wild exaggerator, actually.
Only when it comes to mini putt and golf-related things.
Even though you didn't play that many sports, I'm sure I've heard you said I could have gone pro with just like a couple tweaks.
Jordan, just at soccer, football, and track, okay?
Jordan, you're the Jewish jock. Cameron, could you ever dunked, you think? If you
touch rim, but I've never had a very high vertical. Well, I guess I wasn't the high jump. I could jump higher in middle school than I think I could in high school. I lost it.
Hey, is everybody in 5th grade or older on Instagram able to dunk now? Can every kid dunk?
Oh yeah,
that might be a
thing. Did we lower the brims, or they're just freaks?
This is news to me.
Like,
everyone dunks now.
Everyone, like I'm seeing like middle school games, and maybe it's like elite AU, but there's like everybody's dunking now.
I remember there was one kid, and he's a grade above us, a couple grades below you, Jordan, who could dunk, and it was like an anomaly.
Biggest deal. And it wasn't, and there's no insult to him. It wasn't a cool dunk. It was
it was a white guy two-handed dunk, maybe like just put it in, and it was like the house blew off the.
And you wouldn't get one every game. If you could get like 3 a season, you'd be like, solid season.
And he's sandbagging back there like LeBron James. He's waiting for a long pass.
Here's how rare dunks are from our neck of the woods. If the other team dunk, you'd be like, cool. Yeah. I saw a dunk.
True.
Doesn't matter who does it. You guys got somebody that can dunk? Holy shit, that's awesome.
Do you think you have the ability to ramp those quads up, ramp those calves up? Cameron, do you think you can dunk in your lifetime still?
I think I could touch rim again. I think I could at least get back there. Yeah. Dunk, I never could dunk, so I don't think I could do it now.
No, I think I'm past my dunking. I can't
touch rim again. I could maybe touch rim again someday.
I could never dunk.
I could never come close to dunking. Like
Dunkin' Donuts, yeah, but
would have had to driven all the way to CR. It's a 45-minute drive, but yeah, we could have done it. Could have put some donuts in there. Ooh. What's nice about me aging, and I'm 35 going on 36, and I don't do anything athletic, but I wasn't ever fast, strong, or agile, so all my skills were just coordination. So I didn't like lose a step. There was no step to lose. So I've aged into a.
Yeah,
I can't keep
that's a good
talking
point.
about this. Now your social media post about that Jewish jock. I don't know.
It's a good point, though. Like, I could never do a backflip that I lost, or like the splits that I can't do anymore. So it's good that I never learned.
See, guys, here's the secret.
I never had it, so I didn't lose
the secret, boys. I haven't gone past a fast jog in over 10 years. Who knows if I've lost it or not? For all I know, it's down in there somewhere. I just will never try again.
But here's how I know this goes. Here's how I know this goes. You're like, I used to be fast. And then all of a sudden you find yourself where people are like, hey, let's see how fast you are. And you're like, well, I was fast. And that's how
Jordan,
you injure yourself.
This is where you're wrong. The only time I'm going to show someone how fast I am is if they're chasing me and going to hurt me. You know, if I need to get away, is I think the only time I'll try to whip it out again.
I don't got to do it again, but I'm just in that scenario. I'm just Kevin Costner.
If Cameron's 10 minutes late to work, he's still not even running for the bus or the train.
Oh, I'm adamant not running.
Oh, that's a good question. If you're late for work, which I used to be habitually, is that the right word? Often. Do you get a pep in your step, or you're like, I'm gonna be late.
If I'm gonna be late, I lean in and be like, well, I'm gonna be late. There's no sense in worrying about it.
If I think I can maybe like get to the bus stop, I see like 2 minutes, or it says approaching. I'm like, oh,
if I think I can make it,
I'll pick it up a bit.
If I think I can make it, it's a whole different story. I'll become just anxiety-ridden, just running. But if I know I'm late, fuck it.
And I know Cameron won't do this, but I might throw my arms up like, hey, wait.
No, Mark, I've tried too many times. I'm not going to do it again and have that bus driver just side-eye me, pulling out, being like, this is my moment of power. I don't need that again in my life.
I don't do it now, but when I was younger, I might actually slow up.
Not to catch
a bus. Yeah, I'm like, ain't getting that one. I'm going to get the one that's
Traffic
20 minutes
was brutal,
later.
boss. Sorry.
Sorry about that. Don't you live 4 minutes away? It's like, couldn't catch the bus. Just couldn't do it. Couldn't get it.
That was
actually a big thing when I was younger. I had to have a job that I could walk to. Otherwise, I would not show up.
Well, that was a big thing for me. Like school, I lived like a stone's throw away from school, and I was almost... I was almost later than everybody because you feel like you could wake up at 8 a.m. rather than like
you could push it to the limit.
It is amazing how close you lived and how often you were late.
Did you start getting ready when school was starting though?
So school started at 8:15. I'd wake up at 8.
Did you wake up in the morning? Damn it, I don't have it. I was gonna do the Saved by the Bell.
Feeling like P. Diddy? Oh, wake up in the. I was doing Kesha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
different strokes for different folks.
Cameron, what do you got?
On fun news, Kesha also has a ghost hunting show on Travel Channel. The first episode was with Whitney Cummings. She just takes celebrities into haunted places and does a ghost investigation.
Cool. That sounds as good as anything.
Well, on that note, should we wrap it up for this week? We're coming up about 50 minutes. Well, it was good to have the whole gang back together. Thanks for listening to the Urban Hermit podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. If you want more content, you can also listen to Cult Classic Podcast for your movies. And I'm Not Crazy for all your conspiracy and true crime.
Also, if you're dropping us a line, let me know what telescope to get. You know, cost effective, something I can order from somewhere.
You can reach us at urbanhermit@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.